Welcome back to the MMA Plug presented by DenverSportsBetting.com on Mile High Sports Radio 98.1 FM in the Denver metro area, but you can stream us worldwide at www.milehighsports.com. I'm Jordan Kurtz sitting alongside Josh Fremd. We are about to dive into the nitty-gritty, going 3 rounds. This 3-round segment is brought to you by the Mad Kingdom Insane Supply Company. For the latest and greatest in your fight wear and fight fashion wear, I should say as well, go to themadkingdom.com and check them out today. Danny, what do we got for the first?
Round 1, Kevin Lee made headlines this week for his comments on Khabib Nurmagomedov, saying that he never really fought a great wrestler. What do you make of Lee's comments?
I mean, they're both kind of the Karens of MMA right now at this point. Ever since Khabib is retired, he's just kind of, like especially the last couple of weeks, the way that he's kind of nitpicked some things, saying, like, Khabib, come on, bro, why are you trying to ruin our fun with the ring card girls? Like let us have a little bit of fun here.
Yeah,
I know that you're a strong man of faith,
yeah,
but not all of us are that way. Come on, bro.
Some of us are weak. Some of us aren't strong like you, Khabib.
You know what? I'll be glad to admit to that weakness 7 days a week. But, overall, Kevin Lee, man, I'm out on Kevin Lee. I'm soured on him. Like, until you can put some actual results together, I don't really want to hear too much of all of these crazy, bold opinions. But he keeps on getting a microphone put in front of his face, so he keeps on making headlines.
That's how you're going to make headlines, just keep talking. And, yeah, he's right. I don't think Khabib has faced a super strong elite wrestler, but do I think Kevin Lee's that guy? I do not.
I think that there's holes in his game.
I think there's a ton.
To play on the old Kevin Lee line for those out there who don't know.
Right over my head.
I saw that in your eyes. I wanted to make sure that this didn't go over everybody else's.
Round 2, Olympic gold medalist and former 2-division UFC champ Henry Cejudo said he believes that Gable Stevenson could beat John Jones and Francis Ngannou in the next couple of years. Do you agree?
I think that is crazy talk. I think that is crazy talk from a crazy... No, I'm not playing. Henry's not crazy. But I think that's just a crazy thing to say. Like, how many years are we talking? Are these guys still going to be in this? Is Francis or John Jones still going to be here? And how is Gable going to learn to not get punched in the face by Francis and take him down? That's not something that you just learn quickly like that.
Right.
Good friend by Henry to boost his buddy up like that, but it's going to take a minute to get to that level.
One thing that we all know is that first, before he was Triple C, his nickname was The Messenger.
The Messenger.
So he is trying to put on his business hat to propel his Team USA wrestling compadre in Gable Stevenson. Now, Josh, I also believe that's crazy talk to think that he would be on the level of those 2 examples that were pointed out. But do I think that within a couple of years, if he really dedicated himself to mixed martial arts, do I think that Gable Stevenson could be at a very high level? Absolutely. And I think that it's also because there's not a lot of high-level athletes in the heavyweight division, in terms of just like overall like pure athleticism.
Yeah.
And the one thing that we also have to think about, though, too, folks, is Gable would be like a DC 2.0 type of guy. Like I feel like if he really wants to pursue MMA, his best option would be to go out to San Jose and to go to AKA, because he's only 6'1" and he's like 260 pounds. That's DC.
That's DC up and down, yeah.
That's the DC prototype. Why not go and just try to emulate someone who was able to do it there? I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
Hey.
Round 3, it has been reported that Jake Paul is taking less money for this fight coming up against Woodley so that the other fighters on the card can be paid more. Is Paul a wolf in sheep's clothing, or are we finding out that Jake is actually really a good guy?
There has to be something to this, but everything in me wants to lean to just say he's a good guy, but there has to be something to it.
See, the thing is, though, Josh, is yes, I do think that there's some good guy to him or some good guy elements in that regard, but It's also easy for Jake to take this stance and to sit on his soapbox and to take these positions because he's already made his money.
Yeah, he's set. He's set.
To
He's
say
fine.
that, with some of the rumors that, there's some fighters that will be paid more than what they would on a typical professional card. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what the level of, the card is and what those promotions are offering. Obviously, that greatly varies across the board. But, in relation to fighter pay, the only thing that we can say based off of what we know right now is that he's putting his money where his mouth is, and he's actually putting more money into competitors' pockets.
Yeah, and I think this is a good move to compete. Honestly, I think he's competing with the organization of the UFC right now. The more he keeps calling out Dana and fighter pay and everything like that. A good move, yeah, from a publicity standpoint. Like you said, he also doesn't need the money. So, I mean, good for him. If they are making more money on that, and the fighters are, then good for him in that sense.
But it's he's got a tall test ahead of him, Josh, because if he were to get sparked by Woodley this weekend, I think that
over.
train stops. It's over. But
over.
if it's a tough fight or if he should win, then obviously there's a lot more options out there on the table. But, folks, we are out of time. The hour runs out so fast every single week here on the MMA Plug. I'm Jordan Kurtz, sitting here alongside Josh Fremd, the LFA 2020 Male Fighter of the Year. We just want to give a special thank you out to our sponsors in DenverSportsBetting.com. We want to thank our guest in the Hanyak, Dustin Jacoby. I want to give a special thank you to Danny Bailey behind the glass. Also, want to give an individual shout-out to Ryan Garcia as well as Anilo Piro of DenverSportsBetting.com. You could follow me on Instagram at Comments from the Peanut Gallery. You could follow Josh at Josh Fremd MMA. Like I say, I'm Jordan Kurtz sitting alongside Josh Fremd. This is the MMA Plug presented by DenverSportsBetting.com on Mile High Sports Radio.
Yeah, little thick bitch, fine little mamacita. Always coolin' by the pool, drinking margaritas. Yeah, it's pippin' over here and we ain't trippin' over pesos. I know it's good now, but luego